Binge Movies, the revolutionary force in movie reviews.
Just when you thought the summer could possibly get any hotter, we bring to you the hottest action in all of movie podcast, maybe podcast in general. I'm talking about Beach Brawl II. Beach Brawl II, one of our signature marquee events in Binge Movies. It is a signature last movie standing event. It is a last movie standing special event. Every last movie standing is special. But Beach Brawl, there's something even more special about it. D.W. Lundberg faces the Lady Wand. There's much controversy. He's got the champion's advantage, but he's also got the champion's challenge because he is saddled potentially with the exact same movie, which is Casablanca. Or he can pick a movie off of the 6.2 guest list. The Lady Wand is my champion. She's my avatar, so to speak. She's defending the short list. These are the picks of the best movies I've made along the season to be included into the vault. This year is a gauntlet eliminator series, which means whatever movie wins the poll at the end of the season does not go immediately into the vault, but it has to go to the next round with its champion, and the champion has to choose to stick with their choice or change their mind. And at the end of the year, there will be one edition out of 102 films. Only one makes it into the vault. The Lady Wand has on her list Shawshank Redemption. She chooses Shawshank, so it's the Iceman with Casablanca versus the Lady Wand with Shawshank Redemption. They have, I believe, a very good duel. I will tell you, I scored the rounds 3-1 for Lady Wand. I gave Lundberg one round. I thought on the rebuttals he did better, but I thought it was a pretty clear victory for the Lady Wand. I'm going to be honest with you. Not just because of the pick of the movie. I think she just did a better job overall with her arguments. Not just advocating for her movie, but actually advocating for her movie and saying why it was better than the alternative choice, which Mr. Lundberg did not do. Now we get to the point of controversy. This is where the summer really heats up, folks. This is where it comes to nut cutting time. And this is where it puts me in a very uncomfortable position. And I'll get to it right after this. Looking for even more unique and creative movie content? Become a patron. Choose between 3 levels and you'll get benefits like a personalized membership card, exclusive shows, early instant reactions to new releases, episode voting power, live streams, and more. Join today. Patreon.com/binge movies. Let me just dive into something a little personal here. It's been a very stressful week for me. It's been a bit of a stressful year, to be honest with you, but it's been a stressful week. And we've instituted this new program around here called the Watch It Anyway program. And the Watch It Anyway program essentially means that when you get a video from Binge Movies, the video store, Binge Movies Home Video, there's a good chance that whatever's in that box is when you get home is not going to be the thing that we put in the box in front of your very eyes. Now, why is this happening? We're still trying to figure it out. We think it has something to do with inanimate matter, some rogue particles from the Netherverse, crazy shit. But we figured, and by we, I mean the suits up in the skyboxes of society, figured this would actually be an advantage. It's actually kind of fun. It's fun because it's like a Kinder egg or whatever those things are called, where you don't ever know what you're going to get. You think you're going to get Jim Carrey's The Mask. You think you're going to get Cher's Mask. You think you're going to get Jamie Kennedy's Son of the Mask. You take it home and you get Son of Frankenstein. or you get porn. But regardless, you don't know what you're gonna get. And isn't that more exciting? Isn't it a more fascinating way to live your life than I went to the video store? It's so niche. It's so kitsch. There's such a throwback. Ha ha ha. I'm an 80s, 90s, 2000s tourist. Look at these kids. We're going to Snapchat the shit out of this and let's get a movie and ha ha ha. And then you go home and it's just multiverse madness. It's just multiverse madness. Yes, you could watch a Disney Plus. But you have the experience of interacting with our beautiful, kind, courteous, and efficient staff here at Binge Movies Home Video in sunny tropical Akron, Ohio. And you get it home, and it's not Multiverse of Madness, but it's, Dr. Strangelove, right? Which doesn't exist anymore. You get it. You expand your palate, is what I'm saying. So I got that going on. I'm trying to institute this new program, and there's a lot of angry Akronites and people who come from around the world to the world famous Binge Movies in sunny tropical Akron, Ohio, and they're pissed. I flew all the way. I came all the way by steamboat. I came all the way, by jet plane, and I came all the way by train. I came all the way by paddle boat. I came all the way by paddle board, and this isn't what I signed up for. And I have to say, sir or madam, please stop this disruption. Take a free voucher on behalf of us and get back on your yacht and go back to Canada. Get the fuck out of here. Take your ass and get back on Lake Erie. Go about 30 miles due north and you'll be in Canada. And you can leave us the fuck alone. I can't say that. I want to say that. I want to say go fuck yourself with these people, but I can't do it. I can't do it. But what I can do is I can say, hey, I hear your anger. But that film is just a part of our exciting brand new program here at Binge Movies called Watch It Anyway. It may not be the movie you thought you wanted, but it's the movie you need. The universe has decided it. It's a fun little game we're playing here, and it's part of our program, Watch It Anyway. So that's pretty exciting. But a little bit stressful implementing that and trying to get the staff up to speed and all that sort of stuff, which is, most of my duties here. But I got another problem. Started to smell a little funny around here. And I don't mean the sort of maybe Pat's disembodied spirit smell. I mean, it started to smell like a little bit cleaner, but a little bit more like gasoline. I don't know. It was a weird thing. Like a little bit more like hairspray, a little bit more like gasoline, a little bit more like chunky deodorant. I'm just smelling around. So I get on the horn and I call the folks and I go, hey guys, we're having more weird phenomena here. It isn't just the fact that memories and matter are changing around us at an ever increasing rate. It's also, it smells weird here now. It doesn't smell bad. In fact, the air smells a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner, but it smells weird. But it does smell like gasoline and exhaust fumes a little bit. And they brought in some experts that did some scans, and here's what we figured out. 1 out of every 3 oxygen particles inside the building of Binge Movies Home Video is air from 1987. Ironically, it's actually air from an Air Supply concert from 1987. They've been able to trace its origin. So, of course, we're now going to make a campaign out of that. If you want to breathe the air of the 80s, if you want to completely lean in and you want to experience what it's like, if you want the 80s to actually affect your brain, come in and breathe the air from an Air Supply concert in 1987. It's pretty exciting. Now, if you go right out that door, 2022 air, as of now. If you go out the back door, out by the dumpster, 2022 air, as of now. But if you are in the confines of this building, even in our toilets, it's air from Air Supply 2022. The air in the toilets is the air from an Air Supply Porta-John from 1987. But here we are. Okay. Back to the thing that you want. That's my problems. Those are my crosses to bear. And I bear them as the manager of this video store. Now to the podcast. I'm a manager of this podcast, but I'm an officiant. I'm a general manager, really, I may be only a lowly manager at the video store, but I'm basically the general manager of this podcast. Not just the host. I'm not just an announcer. I am the proprietor. And there's controversy that needs to be addressed. The controversy is that during the argument portion of Last Movie Standing, there was outside interference. The comments of Megan Kearns made their way into Last Movie Standing. The comments went beyond simply name-checking a active critic, which Megan is. Megan is an active critic. She is a part of the Boston Critics Association. But it went beyond a simple citation. It went beyond a quote from a critic. It went into the actual full-bodied argument that seemed to be specifically shaped for Last Movie Standing when she was not a designated competitor. She has been in the past, and she has won in the past. But it seemed as if there was an appeal made for interference from a former champion. And it came with deep betrayal. It came with deep betrayal because it came at the cost of her friend, the Lady One. I believe that interference was so severe that it disrupted the fairness and the entire rules of the system. This is not the best argument somebody else can make for your behalf. This is not the best argument that somebody can make theoretically for a movie. This is, did you personally, in the moment, in real time, against your competitor, make the best argument in the majority of the rounds? As decided by the people, as decided by listeners. And if they're not listeners, get them to listen, have them listen to a very short episode, especially around these parts, and make their decision. That goes in the second part of the controversy. There were ad hominem attacks and, quite frankly, dirty pool that went on Twitter that had nothing to do with the spirit of this competition. But I'm a man of my word, and I have to stand by the poll. And the results of the poll are 53.7% of the vote at the very end went to D.W. Lundberg, the Iceman in Casablanca, and 46.3% of the votes went to Lady One with Shawshank Redemption out of 108 total votes, which is a little bit lower than normal vote range around here, but they are, not necessarily films in the middle of film discourse, except for here at Binge Movies. Because we cover the full spectrum of films, not just hot-shotting whatever is the thing of the week on film Twitter. Who gives a fuck? So, I'm caught between a rock and a hard place because the integrity of the game has been sullied and the rules of Last Movie Standing have not been followed. At the same time, the poll is the poll. And I've been wrestling with this. So I've come to my decision. My decision is that Casablanca will advance, as will D.W. Lundberg, to the next round, round 3 of the Gauntlet Eliminator Series. And D.W. Lundberg will have to decide whether or not he wants to continue defending Casablanca or he wants to switch to another film that will be on the guest list for season 6.3. However, because of the outside interference, I am ruling this Last Movie Standing a disqualification. This poll has been disqualified. Shawshank Redemption will not be eliminated, and Lady One will return in a rematch in season 6.3's Last Movie Standing. So it will again be D.W. Lundberg and potentially Casablanca versus Lady One and potentially Shawshank Redemption. But the question, of course, you're already asking yourself as your brain fires away is how could I guarantee that the exact same thing wouldn't happen? Well, here's how I'm going to guarantee it. If there is any outside interference during the next Last Movie Standing of any kind whatsoever, whoever has outside interference, them and their movie are disqualified and the movie is immediately eliminated. Bomb, boom, gone. It's off the table indefinitely, forever suspended from Binge Movies. But how can I ensure that there's no outside interference? The only way that I could ensure it is if I could create some sort of digital barrier, a digital steel cage, if you will. And what better digital steel cage is there in the world of podcast than that of Patreon? And so to set right what once went wrong, I am turning to not just our elite, but all of our patrons over at patreon.com/binge movies. And I am asking you to be the judges, to be the digital steel cage to keep out the outside interference. And the poll for 6.3 and 6.3 only will go exclusively on our Patreon. The patrons will decide who makes the best argument for the best film. So there could be absolutely no outside interference whatsoever. None. No dirty politics, no dirty Twitter games, no outside influence, no ad hominem attacks, no straw men's. It can't be done because it's going to be absolutely in the hands of still the people, but the people who are actually paying attention. And it will be exclusively for 6.3. And that alone. If by chance there were to be a tie on Patreon, which is possible, then it will go to the elite who will break the tie, because that is part of their purpose here at Binge Movies. So the elite will get tie-breaking power, but all of our Patreon, from Video Club members all the way up, will be able to vote on this poll. D.W. Lundberg, the Iceman, versus the Lady Wan 2. And it'll take place in a digital steel cage at Last Movie Standing, Fallout. Until next time, binge on.